Hi everyone, my name is Emerald Song and welcome to Flamebait Dating Sim. Let's develop games and feelings. This is an April Fool's um, game that they put out on itch.io, and it looked like fun, and the characters look quite handsome. So I thought, well, why not? Let's play it. So anyway, let's uh, let's get started. Welcome to Flame Jam. It's good to have you on board. It's busier than ever this year, so we made these cute little name tags for everyone to carry. Could you please write your name here, or press the enter key if you can't be bothered? What do you want everyone to call you? Oh no, can't write my whole name. Uh, Emerald's fine then. Oh, Emerald, that's a good name. Looks pretty, looks pretty neat in that glittery orange ink. Yeah, I know. Look, it's the last pen I had laying around. Cut me some slack. I just work here because I want to meet cool devs. Could you tell me which pronouns to jot down here? Yep, that seems about right. She, her? Or is your handwriting just that bad? Yes, my handwriting is bad, but it's not that bad. I kid. You should be all set now. Go on, event's starting soon. Unless you want to be that one person holding up the crowd for no good reason. No. I'll just go on. It's with a nervous gulp that you push past the counters and through the short hallway. Well, the music's really good. You're finally in. The massive hall sprawls out before your eyes. The rooms, which once held various educational and cultural expos, now holds an eye-boggling amount of tables and extension cables. So many cables, in fact, that you see someone trip over them every other second, like an unruly piece of spaghetti code. And they tangle ominously and eventually disappear off somewhere. For a moment, you pity the IT guy who has to fix all of this. But then the excitement of being here takes over again as you're reminded of the event you're attending. The most prestigious, long-running, ambitious game jam of the year, the Flame Jam. Located in the middle of actual nowhere, Sweden, and hosted by a talented team of 5 devs and a mysterious cat. Oh, that makes it even better. There's a cat. There's a there's a grand prize of fermented fish. A whole array of skilled devs who are ready to sink their teeth into their project any second, and some acceptable music humming in the background. Some really good music. To say that you're excited is an understatement. Oh, speaking of which, you kept a glimpse of the flame devs near the central stage in all their fiery glory. Your heart skips a beat. They are far more attractive than their profiles on their website ever suggested. Faces alight with determination, surrounded by the subtle awkwardness that comes with being a dev in the first place. You're entranced. They are quite handsome. Very nice. Hushed whispers ripple through the crowd around you, a testament to the build-up of excitement in the room. As you catch another glimpse of the devs on stage, you pause. The leftmost man, excluding blonde Swedish countryside farmer energy, looks awfully familiar. Not in the good way. Soon your stomach sinks low as you realize that this Pacific blonde with his crinkling blue eyes and cheeky grin is nobody other than your high school sweetheart. Aw. Breaker of hearts, music connoisseur extraordinaire, excessive connoisseur of unholy vape flavors. such as peanut butter and pizza crackers. Oh, that's vaping is gross to begin with, but that that just sounds even worse. Victor. Your first instinct is to shrink back into the crowd, hoping he doesn't notice your awkward staring. Then comes the urge to bolt straight out of the room. Something tells you that you shouldn't be feeling this embarrassed, but you can hardly help yourself. How did you not notice this sooner when you browsed their profiles? Oh, jeez. Maybe I need to turn down my volume a little bit. That was loud. Before you can make up your mind, the signature screech of a microphone being adjusted cuts through the room's chatter until a distinctively warm, airy voice begins talking. The comforting tenor belongs to the man you presume to be the CEO himself, Mattis. I see most of you had made it here in one piece. Good, good. A few lone cheers erupt from the back of the crowd as he seems to scan the room, taking in the amount of attendees. I won't bore you with the administrative rigmarole. We all know why we're here, and that we need to be more or less civil with each other in order to make this work. But we do have a little surprise for you this year. His eyes twinkle with excitement. How would you like to join our flaming hot crew for this jam? The crowd roars. That's right. We'll pick one name at random from all participants, and one lucky winner will be able to hop on board with us and enjoy the jam. Your heart feels like it's drumming to Norse black metal. I've never heard Norse black metal. I'll have to see what that's like sometime. Everything happens a little too quickly for you to process. The screams, the projector flashing on to reveal the randomized program, the devs waiting to press the button just long enough to drive the crowd wild, and the slow shuffling of letters to reveal a name that looks very much like yours. Oh my god, I would die of embarrassment. But surely that can't be right. It's been a sort of fever dream already, and now events and words blur into a thick, barely coherent mass that swirls around your mind. Could this really be happening? Mattis calls out your name once and then twice. Your voice is trapped under a knot in your throat, unable to answer. And it's just as he's about to give up and re-randomize the name, that your hand shoots up and you muster all the strength to yell out, "I'm here!" Oh god. All eyes are on you, including all pairs of eyes belonging to the Flamebait crew, who observe you with varying degrees of curiosity.
Huh.
So you are. If you didn't know better, you'd think he just held himself back from telling a joke of the dad variety. But then he motions you up to the stage, and you find yourself wandering up next to them, sweating so profusely that you have to wipe your hands several times on the fabric of your pants before accepting any form of handshake. Welcome on board, Emerald. He flashes a smile worthy of a toothpaste advertisement. Before we get you introduced to the team, how about we announce this year's theme? Mathis shoots the man with a loose man bun and a far too fancy suit a knowing look, and said man steps forward with a little orange envelope. He tears through it with a practiced fluidity and eventually unfolds a sheet of A4 with a single word printed on it, holding it out for all to see. This year's theme is baguettes? What? While the crowd busies itself with confused laughter and chatter about what just got announced. You turn to catch a peek of the man with the envelope. He's staring right back, lidded eyes unwavering, so intense that you forget to breathe for a second. It's as if he's looking right through you, through your very being. You can't figure out what he's thinking at all, and you don't dare blink. In fact, it's starting to strain your eyes. You're getting to that very strange point where your competitive streak forbids you from losing this impromptu staring contest, and oh wow, you're uncomfortable. It's him who turns away first, expression unreadable. Victor's the one who pulls you out of your reverie with a very, very awkward tap on the shoulder.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, Victor? His smile is so forced that you feel compelled to return it, and uncomfortable silence immediately seeps in between you. Quick, need to say something smart. Hey. Sounds about right. Okay. Never mind. Are you okay? He asked tentatively in the same way he always did. You'd feel nostalgic if not for how strange everything seemed right now. We're on our way down. You coming? Yeah, of course. Be right there. Once you're away from the prying eyes of the crowd, you can breathe a little easier. You follow behind the team, scuttling to a more secluded table. Everyone then proceeds to flop with the grace of hippos into tiny wooden chairs that might as well be for primary school kids. Truly pink comfort and back support. You can already feel every joint in your body protest. Among the exceedingly polite Swedish banter going around, some of your new teammates turn to face you, smiling. One of them is Mattis, and the other bears a striking resemblance to him, though he seems less flamboyant than the CEO himself. Emerald, allow us to introduce ourselves properly and give you an idea of what exactly you got yourself into. His laughter is warm and infectious in a way you can't explain. I'm the boss man around these parts, but we technically don't do the boss man thing, so you're free to call me what you wish. We're all just buddies here. Right? Oh, right. Mathis. You test the name with a touch of uncertainty. Yeah, yes. I won't bite. He's so charming. You're almost wary of it. I'm not gonna lie. If I was in this situation, I don't even know if I could speak. Wow. They are very handsome men. Very. Oh no, I suspect not. Your nervousness makes you want to reach down and fiddle with the hem of your shirt, which is, yeah, that's something I do when I'm nervous, so yeah. Suddenly his eyes flash at you with something you can only describe as mischief and a hint of amusement.
Aww.
Oh, you know something? You're looking a little pale. What? Are you perchance... I don't know if I've said this before, but it is very easy to make me blush. Um, but my cheeks are red right now. My ex-boyfriend used to be able to make me blush very easily, and he used to just think that was the most hilarious thing. So, if this was said to me in real life, my face would, of course, be a lot redder than it is now, but it's really red right now. deficient in vitamin me. He's he's straight up finger gunning at you now. Oh god. Disables future pickup lines. Uh, this is trying to be me. Is the first one.
Oh.
You, silly girl. It's clear he didn't expect your reaction to be so strong. Yeah, unfortunately. Is so easily flustered. But I'm just joking, of course. You left with the most confused blush adorning your cheeks and a strong desire to retract your head straight into your body. I wasn't expecting that. Clearly. His lips quirk into something of a smirk, that is, until his lookalike shoots him a quick glance, muttering something along the lines of behaving himself. Mathis then winks one final time. Sorry, not my best pickup line. I'll come up with better ones for you later. Don't worry about my brother. The man in blue swoops right in to save you from further embarrassment. He seems smiley amused, too, not unlike his brother, but mostly apologetic. He holds his hand for you to shake. He has the solid grip of a programmer who has transcended the concept of stress itself.
Hey.
Nicholas, I'm the one who deals with the unruly cold around these parts. You return the introduction with a nod. I have an important question for you, Emerald. Do you play board games, or wield a sword? Or maybe you're more one for grueling strategy campaigns that last months on end? Further confusion fled your senses. Why do you ask? We shall duel. One of us must come out on top. He's dead serious, and you wonder if this is the way he usually starts conversations. You make a mental note to study up on world domination games later. That's the deal then. We'll duel. Duel. Nice. Well, contrary to his brother, Nicholas doesn't seem much for conversation. Either that or programmer's awkwardness is kicking in. He's content with the silence, but are you? Oh. I'd probably ask him about his necklace. So, about the necklace you're wearing. What about it? Is there a story behind it? Someone special who gave it to you, maybe? Nicholas pauses, taking a moment to consider his answer. No, not really. I don't attach a lot of sentimental value to these kinds of trinkets. So, I just think it's neat. Huh, well, he's a simpler person than expected. Though, that somehow doesn't make conversation much easier. The shuffle of a chair brings you back to reality as another one of these devs approaches the three of you. There's a dignified, stoic air about him as he comes closer, one that has you sitting up a little straighter with your shoulders pulled back. You catch a whiff of coffee beans coming from his general direction, and now you're pretty sure that he's got the same crippling caffeine addiction that all people of this industry have the pleasure of experiencing. It would definitely explain how tired he looks right now. And yet, his hair is still perfectly brushed into place and shines in a way that would make most hair product brands jealous.
Hey.
Hey, it's about that time. The uptight image you had begun to build in your head instantly shatters. The mellowness of his voice is so natural and soothing that it brings a smile to your face.
Hey.
Gooseman, come say hello to our teammate. Oh, yeah?
Oh, hey.
Hey. He turns to face you. I'm the Gooseman. Honk, etc. What was your name again? Emerald. It's nice to meet you. Um, Goose.
Huh?
Is nobody gonna mention his real name? No, it's more fun this way. The idea that you're the only one that doesn't know is slightly embarrassing.
Ugh.
You two sure know how to make a good impression. There's a hint of a smile growing, but it never reaches his eyes. It's Gustav. I'm the art director. At last. Now to make an attempt at casual conversation without sounding like a potato. That's pretty cool. Have any ideas for the game yet?
Hmm.
I do, but it's hard to describe my complex artistic vision in just a few words. Damn, being an artist sounds hard. He sighs, stuffing his hands deep into his pockets.
Ugh.
You bet it is. We're tortured souls, slaves to the whims of our creative minds, which sometimes decides to, in fact, not be creative at all. Then, under the pressure of the ever looming deadline, we pour our blood, sweat, and tears into the art. Until we realize in absolute horror that we have to start all over again, and the very thought haunts us and stops our brain from functioning, and so the cycle continues. Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. I need coffee. Stat. Gotcha. Maybe we can grab a coffee together later. Do you think maybe you're a bit crazy? Cease the bean juice. I'm gonna go tell somebody not to drink the coffee if it helps them out. Yeah. Maybe we can grab coffee together later. Do you think you're a bit crazy? I wouldn't say any. Well, maybe we can grab a coffee later together. I don't drink coffee. I'll get a water, but whatever.
What?
That took an unexpected amount of cojones, an amount you didn't think that you had in you, to be honest. Huh. He hesitates, slightly caught off guard. Sure, well, we can do that. That might be nice. There's that hint of a smile again, but this time, it feels a little more genuine. Just as you begin settling down comfortably amongst your new companions, the remaining two flame devs turn their attention towards your little group. Among them, of course, is Victor. Anxiety slowly cools in the pit of your stomach. How are you supposed to tackle your introduction with him? You allow yourself a moment to take in just how much he's changed, and it's plain unfair. The years have been really kind to him, and worked some of their miracle on his jawline to boot. His eyes, though tired, haven't lost their spark of energy in the slightest. Dusty old memories come flooding back, and although they don't hurt nearly as much, there's still a faint twinge in your heart. You hurry up and look away, concentrating on the mysterious purple man instead. There's something different about him, aside from his unique fashion sense, something you can't place. His eyes find yours very quickly, and much to your surprise, he smiles. This is suddenly a lot to take in.
Hey.
17313. I'm glad we can finally meet. Who? Something about that doesn't feel quite right. He catches on to your confusion quickly and frowns. I mean, Emerald, excuse me. My name is Bingen? Bingen? My name is Ben. I take care of animation, mostly. You decide to let things slide for now. That was probably nothing worth worrying over. He's so polite, it's kind of endearing, and it feels great to finally have a name for every face around you. When you risk another glance in Victor's direction, so does Ben. The tension doesn't go unnoticed, and you scramble to keep up a facade of calm. Do you two know each other already? Um, the both of you rush to answer, words colliding before anything coherent can come out. Gustav's eyebrow dips low.
Oh,
Oh boy, you guys got history or something? Then a light goes on in his head. Wait, is this the Emerald you were talking about at some point? This is her? This is turning kind of messy really fast. Just to keep the peace. It's cool, we're friends. Yeah, right. He beams, and for a split second, you forget all about that previous awkwardness. His smile is absolutely blinding. We just have some catching up to do. Ain't that right, Emerald? Yes, that's right. Please don't get the wrong idea. That's cool. It's good that you're already acquainted. It'll make teamwork that much easier. That being said, landmines skillfully avoided. So anyway, we need some grub. I'm not starting work without any coffee or food in my system.
Oh.
Right, food. The quick change of topic reminds you of your very much empty stomach. It growls in a reminder of the breakfast you skipped this morning. Yeah, I agree. What are we getting? I know just the thing. Gustav pulls out his phone and types the name into the browser at lightning fast speed. Oh, are you thinking about passions, are you? With an aggressive nod, he flashes the menu for all of you to see. Mountains of greasy, delectable fast food. Prime game dev nutrition. Let's do it. Your stomach growls once more in approval, and once you all finish gathering up your essentials, you hit the road. Crisp, icy winter air slips through the folds of your scarf. The walk towards Passions is windy and uncomfortable, but never once do any of the fiery men bat an eye at this. You're aware that Vikings are supposed to be used to this weather, but isn't this a bit too far below zero? You try to pick up the pace, hoping the exercise might help keep you warm. How did all this happen, by the way? You gesture at the group in front of you.
Oh.
You're asking about the Flamebait's dramatic backstory? Nicholas raises an eyebrow, falling into step next to you with Ben. Something like that, I suppose. We were inexperienced nerds who happened to like making games and fire, and then it took off. We're still not sure why. Now we're slightly more experienced nerds. Huh. You say that, but we have moments where we run around like headless chickens. Indeed, our tale was fraught with obstacles, tragedies, and hardships that we could only overcome with nerves of steel. Yeah, remember that one time we ran out of coffee? Their banter goes back and forth. Watching them from the sidelines make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's easy to see they care deeply for each other as colleagues. Soon your ears pick up a different conversation up ahead. Victor, Gustav, and Mattis are engrossed in a debate about game topics. Yeah, a narrative-heavy game is tough to compete in a short amount of time, but we have to be ambitious. This could be our thing. That is too inefficient. Let's not overscope like we usually do, man. I have to say I'm with Bruce on this one. Wouldn't it be more fun to do something like a party game, something chaotic?
Aw.
I can't believe you're bullying your boss. Oh, how will I recover from this? Mathis throws a peek over his shoulder, and when your eyes meet, he gives you a cheeky smile.
Hey.
Emerald, I'm under attack. Help me out here.
Ugh.
Don't try to charm her into backing you up, you sleazebag. Under attack? Really? As you debate on what exactly to answer, you notice Victor being eerily quiet. Something feels off, but you don't press it. You're almost there. Just a few minutes later, you arrive and the boys trickle into the locale. Instantly, your nostrils are assaulted by the scent of sunflower oil, mustard, and toasted brioche buns. Mouth-watering has commenced. It's a decrepit place, though, for a place called Passions. There sure isn't any passion put into the decor. Washed-out plastic seats, dirty windows, and menus that somehow find it acceptable to use the Comic Sans as a font. It's everything a student could want, really, but you think you're past that point in your life by now. What to choose, though? You decide on a Swedish classic. Oh lord, a Tunbrods Tunbrodsroll. I'm so sorry, I totally said that wrong. A glorious tortilla wrapped, filled with mashed potatoes, sausage, and probably ketchup in there somewhere. Maybe some fresh herbs if you're lucky. Good choice. Behind you, Victor gives you a thumbs up. The silence still drags on for a little longer than you're comfortable with, but you end up returning the thumbs up. I'm experienced real culture. Heck yeah. You return to your seat with one of the plastic platters, settling down as you comfortably as possible in your seat. It's time to chow down. Now, who do you want to chat with while you scarf down your roll of mashed potatoes? Ooh. Okay. Eve. Alright. Let's talk to Victor first.
What?
Oh, hey, Emerald. Victor is mid-ketchup squeeze, ready to cover his entire plate of macaroni with it. Truly a barbaric act. Hey, Vic. Your voice comes out a little softer than expected. You're hesitant to even take the first bite of your mashed roll. You just want to make sure that this project starts off the right way. And for that, the two of you need to get back on the right track, whatever that means. Nobody's called me Vic in a while. Feels pretty strange. A short silence passes as you two munch away on your respective meals. Yeah. I haven't seen anyone destroy their pasta like that in a while either. A wry smile sneaks right back up to his lips. You mean enhanced? Come on, no need to be jealous. As if. A million questions start popping up in your mind, most of them starting with why. But now is not the time to ask. Not with this many people around, and certainly not with mashed potatoes leaking through your fingers. So, what have you been up to? You pause, hesitant. You know, this and that. Well, no, that's why I'm asking you, doofus. He's, doing that thing again. The one where he grins and locks eyes with you in a way that makes you unable to look away. A sudden flush of warmth washes over you like a wave, and you have to break eye contact first. Was he always this distracting? Bathroom. You hastily shuffle past the group, ready to make your grand escape and regret your decisions for a little while. And so, with minimal damage to your self-esteem, lunch slowly comes to a close. With everyone's stomachs full, the trip back to from Passions is considerably quieter, and the urge to nap creeps up.
Oh,
We should make sure we grab the keys to our rooms back at the motel, by the way. Victor reminds you that, thanks to the very generous funding of the Flame Jam, all attendees gain access to the lovely accommodations next door to the venue. And by lovely, you mean it's falling apart, and it's usually empty because no client enjoys their stay enough to warrant a second visit. Or so you hear. Surely it can't be that bad.
Hmm.
Well, we should. And then straight back to brainstorming. We've got a lot of work cut out for us, gang. Speaking of which,
Hmm.
we never asked what you do as a game dev, Emerald. What's your area expertise? Uh, uh-oh. Actually, I'm not sure.
What?
Huh. I've tried many different things, but I don't think I've settled on one title that fits me best. That's okay. We could just make up. You could just make up your mind while we brainstorm and see what you most like to help with. This idea quickly puts your racing heart at ease. It'll be a lot more fun if you can test the waters first. Not like it'll make your final choice any easier, but you have to try. The rest of the walk back is just as numbingly cold, but this time, the idea of the campfire's motel's warmth keeps you going. The thought of gathering around the fireplace at the lobby with everyone is deeply comforting. The doors are already in plain view, calling your name, inviting you in, tempting you with their embrace. Reality, however, isn't as glorious as you imagine it to be. The air feels thick and stagnant. Beyond the dust hanging midair, afternoon light filters through thick, moth eaten curtains, bathing the reception in a deceptively warm, comforting glow. Despite the golden, dusky hues, there's a chill swirling around, likely from the poor, isolated windows, instantly breaking you out of your dreams of warmth. You suppress a sneeze and take in the rest of the locale, stacks of old, untouched books, paintings that likely haven't been replaced in decades, and a couch that looks worthy of an afternoon nap. Well, actually, this place might not be so bad after all. Sure, the lack of an actual campfire is nothing short of heartbreaking, but you're sure that this place will treat you decently this week. Unbothered, Ben makes his way to the reception and pulls out a credit card with a flourish. The keys to the reserved flame rooms, if you please. Certainly. The man behind the counter takes the card and returns it promptly with a set of keys that have been decorated with glittery campfire-shaped charms. You've never felt more betrayed by an inanimate object. When he returns, the animator passes around the keys, and when he turns to face you, he holds out his empty hands, apologetic. I'm very sorry, Emerald, but we failed to reserve you a room. Your heart sinks. Oh, it is unfortunate, but you'll have to pick whose room to stay in. What? How? Oh no. You're sure that your face has cycled through several expressions by now, going from surprise to shock to embarrassment that only a high schooler could experience. But you fumble, unable to come up with a reply. But that's a joke. I'm just kidding. Ben produces one last key, seemingly out of thin air. The humiliation almost knocks the wind straight out of you, and you need to make a conscious effort to keep your grip around the key. The, the urge to run and stick your head in the sand to forget about everything that just happened seizes you once more. But you have to stand your ground. You can't let a bit of embarrassment bruise your ego. Yeah. Good one. Dude, not cool. I suppose that was a little much. I'm truly sorry, Emerald. Well, I suppose I can forgive you. On the other side, you're pretty sure that the rest of the devs are trying their best to stay out of whatever just happened. Except Mathis, who's about to comment something, but promptly receives an elbowing in the side, courtesy of his brother. They certainly know how to keep you on your toes. You're ready to leave the icy building and the blushing behind you. After all, There really is a busy week ahead of you. After a few more minutes of fumbling around, you make your way back to the venue, determined to brainstorm the best possible concept for this jam. It's alive with energy in there, with groups already forming around hundreds of tables, with a variety of people. Everyone is desperate to have enough programmers and artists on their team. On your end, the process has already begun. Papers are scattered over the table surface, markers drawing bold circles around hastily scrawled down words and concepts, and everyone is ready to pitch their ideas. But what about you? Who are you going to hang with for the first part of the brainstorm? Ooh. We'll just keep going down his route for this time. Victor, I've decided I'm going to help you brainstorm for the music. It seems like you surprised him. His eyes are as white as saucers. Are you sure? Positive. I gotta be real with you. I thought for sure you didn't want to associate with me ever again. He pauses. I thought you hated me. It's hard to describe what exactly it is you feel about him, but hate isn't it. There's no way you could describe what he did. Nah, don't worry about it. We're cool. His deep blue eyes light up, glimmering with newfound happiness. Nice. Does that mean you'll finally tell me what you've been up to? Yeah, I will. You don't know why you're blushing. It feels so silly. Two exes catching up is a perfectly normal and healthy thing to do, and you're certainly not clinging into any lingering hopes. Not in the slightest. Well, maybe we should just jot some ideas down first. Oh, I just realized he looks like somebody I went to school with. This was a long time ago. He just looks like exactly like this young man I went to school with. He was a part of a triplet set. He looks exactly like him. Just realized that. Yeah. Well, not as much now, but beforehand he did. Oh, that makes it even more awkward now. There was a valiant attempt at productivity, but after putting down a few key emotions and genres, your attention slips and you both fall into a conversation again. Victor talks a lot, but it's never a dull moment. He still laughs at your jokes. You end up spending more time catching up than actually working. Yikes. The first part of the brainstorm is over, and you decide to regroup after a short break. Who will you join for the last part of the brainstorming? We're going to keep up with him. Before you can get back to your seat, Victor corners you in the hallway leading to the bathroom.
Yo.
Yo. Emerald, listen. I know we're supposed to be working, but when are we going to stop tiptoeing around the issue? It's messing with my head. A familiar anxiety settles in the pit of your stomach. You mean the last words just won't come out? Are we going to talk about what happened back then? It was a drunken fling. You broke my heart, or you put ketchup on pasta. That'd be funny. It seems pretty serious what happened between my character and this character. So let's say that they broke their heart. So you broke my heart. Oh, right. I remember. So you'd forgotten about it. That's how little I meant to you. He falters. I was going through a different time in my life, and I didn't want you involved. Didn't want you seeing how low I could go. But I was ready to carry that burden, Vic. I wanted you. All of you. And I wanted us to go through it together. You can't tear your eyes from his. I wasn't ready, he whispers, voice strained.
Uh,
But I know that's no excuse for ghosting you out of the blue. He takes a deep breath. Emerald, will you forgive me? Yes.
oh,
Really? You swear? I swear. He seems skeptical at first, but eventually regains his smile. Emerald, thanks. Instinctively, your hand reaches out, wanting, needing to be in his arms again. But you quickly retract it, unsure of how to even proceed from here. He too seems frozen in place. The magnetic pull that once held you together tugs at your heartstrings. Don't thank me, you're whispering. Do something to make it better. His face flushes crimson again. Yeah, later I will. Before you know it, the day has come to a close and it's time for everyone to wrap up. What a day it's been. The Flamebait devs turn to you. The air is brimming with energy, and there's only one thing left to do. Decide on what you want to work on. With who? You can work on the game design with Mathis and see what he's hiding behind his facade of bad jokes. Maybe you're more fit to be a programmer. Untangling spaghetti code and sharing obscure lore with Nicholas doesn't sound too bad. But what if animation is your calling? You could take that as an excuse to go watch movies with Ben. You could unleash your inner artist too and find out if Gustav will ever open his heart to you. Or you can ditch everything and work on audio, maybe even reconcile with Victor. Have you made your choice yet, Emerald? Yeah, it's almost time to start for real now. Has your mind been made up yet? You're not sure, or maybe you are, and the nervous knot in your throat stops you from speaking it out loud. We're happy to have you on the team, Emerald. Hurry up, we don't have all day. Their presence around you warms your heart, and then you take a deep breath. Who are you going to develop games and feelings with? I know it's a demo, but man, there better be more of this eventually. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Nope. Alright, let's go back and talk to different people. Talk to Victor. Let's talk to Gustav. Let's do his little route this time. By the time you found your spot across from the artist, he's poking at his mash, deep in thought. He doesn't react to your presence right away. In fact, he seems surprised that you're there at all when he does notice you.
oh, hey.
What's up? I'm hoping this tastes better than it looks. You hold up your own soggy roll. That gets a chuckle out of him. Yeah, I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you. That's reassuring. What's up with you, though? Gustav goes silent for a bit, then pokes at the mash with his forks again. I'm thinking about that one theory about the world ending and how close our impending doom might be. Are we really powerless to face it? Do we have any actual agency in the grand scheme of things? Yeah, that's a lot.
Ugh.
I'm deeply concerned, Emerald. You're not sure what to answer to that. Would petting a dog help? I have 2 cats you're welcome to pet. They would love it. We'll have one cat that would like it. The other one, she might be a little hissy until she got to know you. Uh, yes, probably. You both continue eating in uneventful silence. You catch yourself peeking in his direction several times, unable to shake the feeling that he's still worried. I don't have a dog, but I can send you dog pictures. Yeah, thanks. Just don't use an excuse to get my Discord tag and send me weird shit. What? No offense. No offense? Full offense taken. No, wait, this came out kind of wrong. I'm sorry. He sighs. You can send me whatever you like, within reason. My DMs are open. The air feels like it's clearing up between the two of you. He may still be pretty guarded, but you've already gotten his contact info. If that's not progress, you're not sure what will be. You break out into a silly, self-satisfied grin. Sweet. He frowns, but you don't miss the way his lips almost portray a smile of their own. Let's see. We can skip this part. Alright, we're gonna spend the time with him. Hey! You take a seat next to Gustav, holding tight to your laptop.
Hey.
There's a moment where it feels like both of you are waiting for the other to say something. You break first. I thought I'd help brainstorm the art direction. I'm not sure I'm a tortured soul, but I am good at stressing out about deadlines. It's a good start. Stressing about deadlines is torture. And you've got blood, sweat, and tears to spare. Sweat, sure, maybe even some tears. But I'd like to keep my blood to myself. That's what they all say. He says it in such a dark voice that it stuns you. He must have noticed your expression, though. Sorry, I know I can be a little intense. No one's going to take your blood. Not until you've taken me out for dinner, at least. You're just joking, but Gustav looks surprised. Is this going to be a habit of yours? Oh, Gustav clears his throat. We're here for the flame jams, so let's keep this professional. Mostly. Mostly? Does that mean that you should still enjoy the game jam? Is he okay with the occasional flirt? Before you can pursue this further, Ben comes to sit with you. You, Gustav, and Ben collaborate, looking through the game's trailers and screenshots and snippets of cartoons on the search for the perfect style. When the animator's piercing gaze falls on, though, you, it's unsettling, but Gustav's determination keeps the brainstorming session on track. It's reassuring. Okay, the first part's over. Stay with him. You go take a seat near Gustav. The more the merrier, right? Sure. He doesn't sound especially convinced, but he clears a bit of space for you. It's amazing how cluttered even brainstorming can get. The two of you sit together, with Ben to continue hashing out art and building quite the collection of browser tabs as you go. Progress halts when it comes time to actually start making a baguette, though.
Ugh.
Oh god, the crust. The crust. You're neck deep in baguette pictures, illustrations of bread, photos of bulagaris, baking tutorial videos, and a funny picture of a dog in a cowboy hat. The last one may just be for you. Who knew that bread was so complicated? The French. You can't tell if Gustav's answers come from a place of deep despair or deep anger, but you've got no energy to unpack it. I need a second to not think about bread. You stand up, your joints popping as you stretch. Feels good. Want to get some bean juice? Yes. You can almost laugh at how serious he's being, but you know better now. Bean juice is serious. There's a couple of vending machines down the hall, off the main jam space. They were very popular earlier in the day, but now there's no one to get in your way. Gustav goes straight for his target, the coffee machine. It only makes cheap, bad coffee, but it does the job. You stand a little further back, looking at all your options. Your head feels a lot clearer now that you're looking at something besides pictures of bread. I needed this. Yeah, we needed a break. He taps some button on the machine and it hums to life. It's crazy how much there is to think about just in bread. It's a miracle anyone makes video games. It's an infinitive pit. There's always more to learn and understand, and it's impossible to really understand anything. And that's if the world is even real in the first place. Probably. You're not sure you've got the juice to talk about philosophy.
Ugh.
Well, we all think the world is real, but the more powerful computers get, the more likely it is that we're living in a simulation. I'm wondering if there's another universe above ours, the real one. One that we'll never know about or understand. The universe is infinite, Emerald. It doesn't matter how much we know in the face of the infinite, it's nothing. We're less than dust. Fake, simulated dust, even. He stops talking. The coffee machine is still pouring. There's an unbearable awkwardness sinking in. You've got to say something. Honestly, that sounds pretty great. Honestly, an infinite universe with infinite knowledge to discover sounds pretty great. Like, learning combat systems in game is fun, right? But once you know everything and you're doing just perfectly optimal moves with no challenge, it stops being fun. A little mystery is good. And the crushing weight of your infinite smallness? Well, I'm just a small girl in the world anyways. Huh. Amazing. Oh? I've never seen someone confront their existential insignificance and just go, yeah, and before. I don't really have the time for my existential dread. My gaming backlog is too huge. Yep. That's very true. Always too much in the backlog. He goes over to the vending machine and presses a few buttons. And I don't know, the mystery of the worlds are sometimes cute. I just read an article about a new species of bird being discovered. Well, that's pretty cool, even if birds aren't real. Okay, you do not have time to unpack that. Gustav gets a bottle of water from the vending machine and holds it out to you. He heard me about the water! Yes! Here. You're left frozen in your confusion. Take the water. You suddenly find yourself moving, reacting to the irritated edge in his voice. It's important to stay hydrated during these jams. He turns away from you, but you could swear you see him blushing. Aw, and, thinks. For what? Never mind. What? Whatever. Gustav gets his coffee, and the two of you head back into the brainstorming session. Now we gotta look at a million baguette references again.
Ugh.
Being an artist really is suffering. But the brainstorming goes a little better once you're back. A little stretch and some water really does get the brain juices flowing. It really helps staying hydrated. Okay. Alright. Now that was his route. Let's go talk to Ben.
Hey.
Hey, Emerald. Ben nods at you, and I'm sorry, I'm just saying his name wrong is the reason why I'm calling him Ben. Ben nods at you in between mouthfuls of food. He's eating so quickly that you feel queasy, just looking at him shovel down burger after burger without wasting so much as a single crumb is kind of impressive to say the least. Hey Ben, we didn't get to talk much earlier. Do you... Oh no, how do you even phrase this politely without calling him a slob? Do you enjoy food? Wow, you're such a poet, Emerald.
Huh.
I do. I cook as many fresh meals as possible. Home cooked food is really important to me. His face lights up and you're caught off guard by how pleased he looks. Oh, that's actually really nice. I bet you even grow your own produce. Sometimes I do. I have a vegetable patch and a little orchard behind my house. That's nice. Oh, a house with an entire orchard? I could bring some of my homegrown fruits to you to try if you'd like. I'd like that. Your lips involuntarily quirk into a smile, but when you look back at him, he's not looking at you anymore. His sharp eyes seem kind of lost, gazing off somewhere behind you, where you can't see. When you turn around, there's nothing there. And for the first time since you've met him, he seems a little sad. Is something wrong? No, nothing of the sort. His voice is a gentle whisper as he reaches for the napkin. Your eyes meet once more, and you feel the same shiver run down your spine. You could get lost in his cerulean irises, swirling with ashen grays and murky browns, so utterly hypnotic that you lose track of time, and by the time you blink, he's already turned his focus elsewhere. Why does it feel like this keeps happening? It's so confusing. But he's not a bad or weird person, you think.
Huh.
Emerald. Ben peeks back up from his meal. I'm glad you're back. Back? He doesn't answer, and somewhere inside, you don't think he's lying. As much as you want to pry for answers, your gut tells you that some things are better left untouched. You force yourself to take a bite of your roll that has long since grown cold, and wrap up your meal without another word. Okay. Skip. There he is. Hey. As you spot a seat next to Ben, he spreads a polite smile. Come sit down. You pass the empty space, and for some reason, as you make your way towards him, you feel shy. You know it's because of what happened at the hotel earlier. You can't really shake that feeling, but you don't want to let things grow cold and awkward. Hey. I really am sorry about earlier. That was unnecessary, and I did not mean to make you uncomfortable. You shake your head quietly. No, You scramble to find some words to explain what you're feeling. I didn't mind.
What?
Excuse me? I mean, you don't have to apologize for... Well, this is going great. You're pretty sure he misunderstood what you're trying to say. Or maybe you're just lying to yourself and he's reading you like an open book. You can't decide which is worse. It's okay. I think I understand. No, no, hold on a minute. I won't judge you, Emerald. Okay, this is what people like you play dating sims for, isn't it? For those butterflies in your stomach while we lead you on and keep what you truly want just out of reach? You want the thrill for someone to toy with your feelings without any drastic emotional consequences. Or maybe just someone to reassure you and remind you. He cuts himself short. Something inside you goes icy. Your stomach tangles into nervous knots, and a cold shiver overtakes you again. He just said something really, really strange. You're not sure if you understand. Ben?
Huh.
I've said too much. Shall we get started on the brainstorm? I've made notes of some lovely works we can draw inspiration from. What? Don't change the subject. What were you talking about earlier? It's best if you forget that little exchange we just had. My animator brain just does strange things sometimes, and I need an outlet for that creativity. It doesn't seem like he's gonna budge anytime soon. Defeated and overcome with worry, you release the breath you've been holding in. Alright, sure. The conversation ends too abruptly, and you're left with one too many questions. But work must be done, and both sift through a selection of game trailers, cartoon snippets, and storyboards as you collaborate with Gustav, intent on finding the perfect style. If the art director notices the awkwardness between you two, he doesn't mention it. Once the session is over, Ben quickly stands to leave without so much as a glance in your direction. But you don't make a move to stop him. Okay, the first part is over. Okay, we're gonna go back to him. You make your way to Ben, seated at the table. He stands up as you approach. Emerald, let's stretch our legs for a minute. You glance at the table. Gustav's clearly hard at work, and everyone else is coming back from their break. You sure? Goose needs a minute alone with his problems. You're not entirely sure that's true, but looking at him, you can see Gustav is definitely beyond your help. Oh, the crackling crust, the springy crumb. Poor guy. Ben starts walking away at a leisurely pace, and you inevitably follow in to step beside him. It feels nice, maybe a little date-like. How does working with a team feel? It can be hard joining a group like ours, where you're the only new face. It's cool. Everyone's being nice and welcoming. I'm glad. I know we can be strong personalities, but hopefully that's what you like about us. You nod. Ben's looking at you with his piercing eyes. Still, I'd like to get to know you better for team building. Would you mind if I asked you some questions? Sure. The response is automatic, but you can feel yourself growing flustered. Get it together. It's just team building. Sweet or savory? Definitely not sweet. Savory. Is there anything you can't eat? I don't have any allergies to anything as far as I know. I don't have any, so I guess there's some things. I guess none. I mean, I'll try everything once, I guess. What's your favorite meal? I don't know. It didn't sound very good. Out of all of this, I guess meatballs and potatoes? A classic. Huh. It sounds like you're gonna cook for me or something. Ben's smile practically screams, "What if I am?" You move on quickly. What about you? Let's see if this is... Let's see. What's your specialty? What's your specialty in the kitchen?
Hmm.
There are a few things, but right now I'm working on a pie recipe. Apple? Of course. As long as I'm getting fresh apples, I should use them. What about games? Ben gestures a little, reminding you of the surroundings. The Flame Jam, the most prestigious, long running, ambitious game jam of the year. Do you have a favorite genre? Oh, 3D platforms, open world games, dating sims, action. Well, open world games for sure. Open world games.
Huh.
And when did you get involved in game dev? I'm still pretty new. I'm still pretty new to game dev and trying everything out. You're in the right place to learn. I feel like I'm being interviewed right now.
Oh.
Is it making you uncomfortable? No, but I think it's time I get to ask you another question. He comes in a little closer. What do you want to know? uh, what sort of games are you into? Sounds like a conversation I would have on a date that I was having with a guy. Uh, what kind of games are you into?
Huh.
Oh, all sorts. I'll play anything that's good. Platformers, action games, survival horror. I like survival horror. Rhythm games. Although I guess I've recently been interested in dating sims. He's looking at you with intensity that makes your hair stand on end. Like he's trying to burn a hole through you and see something on the other side. Oh, he's actually looking at. Okay, I get it. He's actually looking at me. Hi, mister. Other kinds of games give you a sense of feeling of accomplishment, or they scare you in a safe way.
Huh.
But dating sims are meant to give you a feeling of connection to a person, even if that person isn't real. You're not sure when the two of you stopped walking. You're in some kind of hallway, and there's no one else around. Real connection, even if it's with someone who's not real. I think that's important. You're almost dizzy with how intensely Ben is looking at you. I want to make those connections, real ones. Your breath is getting shallow. Is he talking about you?
Hmm.
He turns away suddenly. Have you ever been talking to someone over the phone and felt strange? You're definitely talking to them, the connection is real, but it's not complete. Yeah? Your voice is barely a whisper. You're completely caught up in this strange, hypnotic moment. Ben slowly turns back, meets your eyes. When did you wind up standing so close? You can see the fine weave of his shirt, how long and delicate his eyelashes are. 17313. You feel more than his hand reaching out until he's almost touching the back of your hand. Almost. Who is that? You've heard that name before. And you know that name, right? Are you with me? You know, somehow this question isn't for you, or it is, but not completely. If you could just find the answer at the tip of your tongue. Automatically, your arms shift. Ben's fingertips brush the back of your hand. His fingers are cold, but the jolt that goes through your body is hot. Your cheeks are getting warm.
Huh.
Maybe later then. Sorry for confusing you. The spell is broken. Suddenly there's space and air between you, and you're not dizzy anymore. We probably delayed too long. Poor Goose is going to be going crazy. You feel the blood drain from your face. We just left him, didn't we? Let's head back. His voice is soft and gentle, and he leads you back to your table at an easy pace. You don't know what's going on here, but it's easy to fall in Ben's mysterious rhythm. And that means now it's time to work. Ooh, I like his storyline. Is there anything different now that we've gone through his? Let's see. Nope. Okay, looks like it's just the same. Oh, I like his storyline so far, and I wrote down that number. I don't know what it means yet, if it even means anything. Alright. Let's go talk to Nicholas. You decide to enjoy your meal next to Nicholas, intent on getting your daily dose of peace and quiet. He's very caught up with his fries, barely even acknowledging your existence. It's only when you call his name that he finally looks up, waiting for you to speak first. Hey, Nicholas.
Hey.
So, you enjoying your food? The programmer stifles a chuckle. You don't have to force yourself to make small talk with me. Oh, no, that's not what you meant to do at all. Well, I was hoping we could do a bit of getting to know each other. You know, for team building. You quickly correct yourself, hoping that didn't sound quite as awkward as you thought it did. For a split second, you could have sworn he was smirking at you, but if he did, he conceals it very well, and returned to his usual poker face almost immediately. His long fingers tap slowly on the table's glossy surface. I play a lot of CNL. I'm hosting several campaigns, in fact. No way, you play Caves and Lizards? Which edition? The fourth, arguably the best. It's tough to get him to talk in general, but as soon as it involves games, he reveals a whole new, more excitable part of himself. It's kind of adorable. I'm not very familiar with that one. You should teach me someday. Nicholas paused, then meet your eyes. There's a lot to go over. Would be stuck there for hours on end. Oh, I wouldn't mind that at all, darling. Fine by me. Your answer comes so quickly that you think you're coming across as overly eager, but how could you not? Nerding out with him is probably a lot of fun. Oh, that's so cute. Unexpectedly, his cheeks are dusted a light shade of pink. Then it's a deal, too. We'll duel and discuss the intricacies of caves and lizards. A deal, huh? But doesn't this sound a bit more like a date? But when you dare glance back at him, he's back to munching his fries without a care in the world. Oh my goodness. Nicholas, you scooch in next to him, clutching onto your laptop with determination.
Hey.
Emerald. He returns his gaze and takes a few seconds to assess you. Do you really think you'll be able to handle this spaghetti? You nod, eager to prove your skills, or, well, the little skills you picked up from the shoddy code classes you've attended in the past. I think so. What about you? Can you handle it?
Oh.
He furrows his brow. Underestimating me, are you? No, that's a lie. Mostly because you want to poke fun at him, but the twitch of your lips betray you. It's all worth it, though. His expression warms your heart. Nicholas skims through a folder of already prepared files and templates, smiling quietly. You wound me. Allow me to prove you otherwise as soon as we finish brainstorming for ideas. But, tut. Patience. He's really cute. I think he's my favorite. I like dorky guys, so, So, anyway, much to your surprise, he too has the capacity to wink. As your cheeks grow hot, you wonder if it just runs in the family. The silence between you stretches into minutes and eventually half an hour as you scribble down ideas, semi-distracted by how calm the man next to you is. He's barely batting an eyelid. Is he even human? Why are you the only one who's being affected this much? It's not
Hmm?
something on your mind. No, no. Hmm? Without diverting his eyes from the screen, he smiles yet again.
Oh?
I could have sworn I feel you burning a hole into the side of my head. Must be your imagination. Oh my goodness. Okay. Nicholas, you return from a well deserved leg stretching break and find your way back to the programmer who's knee deep in version control setup. His eyes crinkle with a gentle smile when he sees you.
Hey.
Oh, how's the mess? BitHub going? His gaze flickers back to the screen, face falling into a neutral expression once more.
Hmm.
It's going somewhat. Give me 10 minutes and I'll have it set up and ready for everyone to use. Can I help? He pauses. No, I think I've got it. We can start afterwards. His fingertips tap away on the keys, interrupted by a couple of sporadic click sounds. It's easy to just close your eyes and drown out all of the other noises and only focus on his rhythm and nothing else. Say, Nicholas speaks up from the screen, eyebrows raised. I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with house. He continues typing away, but you notice that his expert multitasking browses actually allows him to steal some occasional glances at his surroundings. How is he doing that? He's definitely not human after all. Mouse. The programmer punctuates his answers with a click. You got it. Another pause. I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with dentist. He's playing too. Oh, that's nice. He's got a good sense of humor. I like that. You trace his line of sight back to your other teammates and further away, one of whom is busy cradling his head in his hands and muttering something about crumbs. Poor Gustav. Poor Gustav. Wait, of course. It's Artist. Correct? Oh, well, sorry. Correct. This is so silly, but you're admittedly a little bored and just want to keep him company. What next? Be cheeky or be nice? He seems to have a good sense of humor. Let's maybe be a little cheeky? I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with fork, and the music stops, so now I don't know. Awfully set on dragging me away from BitHub, aren't you? He's having a tough time hiding his smile, and that alone is a victory in your book. Then he takes a moment to think. After a moment that drags on a little longer than expected until you feel your palms growing damp again. Nope, I can't figure it out. Oh no. He's so oblivious that your plan backfired. Or is he doing it on purpose? Surely he wouldn't be that evil. That's okay, don't worry about it. Oh no, I'm curious now. What did you spy? You can feel the tips of your ears go red. A dork. Oh no! Are you talking about me? Yes, you dork. He breaks out into a smile that makes butterflies erupt in your belly. Oh no, my feelings are so deeply hurt. Silence seeps in between you again, but this time you can hardly look away. Hey, Emerald. Yes? I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with mute. Oh, that's... Oh no. Oh wait, there's more. Okay. Cute? Oh no, what if you're wrong? What if you come off as arrogant? Yes, I feel like I would come off as very arrogant if I was wrong. Oh my gosh, that would be embarrassing. What if it's not you he's thinking about? That would be So not Swedish of you. But you can't think of anything else, and the way he's not taking his eyes off you. Are you calling me cute? You notice his cheeks. Oh, he's so cute! You notice his cheeks grow the same color as yours, and he doesn't answer right away. Maybe. Maybe. Wait, so am I correct or not? Oh yeah, that's it. I gotta move to Sweden. I just got to. No, I'm just kidding. He's really cute. You're distracting me. Get back to work. Nicholas. He's he's so unfair. But you're so happy. It's impossible to wipe the grin off your face. Before you know it, the day has come to a close and it's time for everyone to wrap up. Alright. Alright. So he's my favorite so far. He's cute. He's probably like if I was in this situation with all five of these guys, he's probably one I would have like the biggest crush on in real life. So, Mathis. You decide to keep the boss man a little company. He seems friendly enough earlier. Well, actually, he seemed almost too friendly. Oh my god, I'm probably gonna be blushing this whole route, I can already tell. I'd be surprised if I'm not.
Hmm?
Mathis eats with impeccable table manners. His plate essentially holds a lump of grease, ew, disguised with soft bun and meat, but he cuts each piece with care and savors the bite as though it were his final meal. It's almost unnerving, actually. You don't think you've seen anybody eat a burger the way he does. In comparison, you stare down at your mashed roll that's already started leaking an unknown sauce on your fingers. Oh! You look like you wanted to say something. No, I'm still kind of in disbelief, trying to process the idea that I'll be making a game with all of you. You'll do just fine, no doubt about that. His smile feels so genuine that you can't help but return it, glowing with the unexpected confidence boost. Thanks, Mathis. Well, his laugh is cute, though, I have to admit that. You can repay me by doing all the tedious setup in our game engine later. You frown in disapproval, not liking where this is going. And then his face lights up.
Oh.
Damn it. How about I sweeten the deal for you? I'll even offer a new pickup line. Hang on, okay. I'm ready. You make the fatal mistake of reaching for a sip of water. Hey darling, are you a computer keyboard? Because you're my type. You swear it was an involuntary reaction. Before you could even react properly to his words, laughter bubbled up in the back of your throat, and suddenly all the water is on his shirt and no longer in your mouth. Your hand covers the lower half of your face, utterly mortified. It takes... on his face. It takes every ounce of concentration in you to not continue laughing at the sheer horror of it all. Oh boy. He looks down at the soaked fabric, then back at you. Darn, Emerald. Don't you dare. Oh my gosh, that would be awful. Okay. Well, I'll be. It's my soon-to-be assistant. I knew you'd show up sooner or later. The moment you push your things closer to Mathis' place at the table, you start rethinking your decision as you suppress an eye roll. The whole assistant thing again? Of course, we've got big plans, big ambitions. The more brains we have for the design process, the better. Assistant doesn't exactly imply that we're equals, though.
Oh.
Is that how it sounded to you? I see you as my equal, though. You feeling a little insecure? Ugh. Fear not, Emerald. I am a very generous bossman. I wouldn't let you become the resident coffee bringer. Though you bringing me coffee would be appreciated. It might even gain you brownie points. You know, I quite like mine just black. Ugh. In all seriousness, I would love for you to be part of the design process once we begin, and see what great ideas you've got simmering in that head of yours. That's what I meant by assistant. Do you accept? That sounds a little better already. Relief washes over you when you realize, yet again, that underneath his flirty facade lies someone respectful and truly kind. If you do, I might even forgive you for soaking my shirt. Never mind. He's still the same old Mathis. I'll think about it. I haven't decided yet. In the meantime, don't get in the habit of calling me that.
Aw.
Wouldn't dream of it, darling dear. I can't believe I thought for a second you were a decent person.
Oh.
Oh, getting comfortable dissing me already. I'm warming up to it. He's just toying with you, without even a hint of remorse in his glimmering eyes. Worst part is, now it's that much harder to justify the nervous knots in your stomach and the erratic beat of your pulse. Shall we get to work? Yeah, no, let's. You hurriedly hunch over your papers and scribble down ideas down, desperate for a form of distraction. It feels like hanging out with Mathis just becomes progressively more dangerous. You're not sure how much of a beating your heart can take. By the time the first brainstorm session is over, you filled up a whole 3 pages to the brim with sheer determination alone. But at what cost? Okay, skip that part. Alright. Has my charisma wooed you into coming back? The bossman spreads a grin after peeking up from his documents. Every single time. You fear your eyes might just end up popping out of their sockets from rolling so hard. Not sure how much the charisma has anything to do with it.
Aw.
Don't say that. I'm doing my best. Tell you what, let's grab a drink before we get back to work. I'm parched. Well, alright. He rises from his seat and you fall into step next to him, waiting to find out where you're headed. How are you feeling? Have you gotten used to everything so far? You consider your answer for a moment, lips quirking into a smile. Everything except for your pickup lines.
What?
Don't lie to me. You love them. Oh, okay. Save. You can't read me, Mr. CEO. We're gonna provoke him. Mathis narrows his eyes with a patient smile. And since when do you go around calling me Mr. CEO, It's not like you to be so formal. Something between the two of you stirs. Besides, you're an open book. If you think you're fooling anyone, think again. You feel like you're stepping into dangerous territory again. Ooh. Try me, provoke him.
Oh.
My, oh my. What's gotten into you, darling? You're not so quite... You're not quite so sure yourself, but the desire to rile him up is so strong that it's dizzying. Don't know what you're talking about. Each word is another drop in the bucket, and you're pretty sure he's eyeing you very, very carefully right now. Do you really want to push him any farther? If I didn't know any better. His voice drops an octave. I don't think I can do that, but I could try. I think you were trying to get something from me right now. Maybe I am. Suddenly, it dawns on you that you've walked farther than you should, and the crowd's incessant chatter is quieted. This is the exit that nobody uses, leading to a couple of unused stairwells and locked staff rooms. It's so still. You also realize that Mathis has slowed his pace instead of answering your taunt. When you turn around to ask what he's doing, his expression is indecipherable. And then, he takes a very decisive step towards you.
Oh.
Whoa! You take an abrupt sidestep, startled by his sudden closeness. Your heart thumps loudly. What? You're not entirely sure what just happened. Huh. Mathis rubs his chin, and the sharpness of his eyes instantly fades into a more relaxed side glance. Did I misread the situation? Sorry, I overdid it.
Hmm.
What exactly were you trying to do? I don't feel good about ignoring what just happened. You're clearly on alert. Tell me what you're thinking. You swallow thickly. You're pretty sure you haven't crossed any of his lines, but maybe your little game of escalation went too fast. I wanted to push your boundaries. Yeah, I could tell. But why? Um, you have to tell him. You have to. You don't want to run away from
Oh.
this. Emerald, I wanted you to pay attention to me. Modest silence passes before he breaks out into a cheeky smile. You're a good being, Emerald. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that. Are you alright? Not 1 second later, you have to look away, embarrassed. Well, yeah, yes, I was nervous though. And you took me off guard, as usual. That's my job, darling dear. He crosses his arm, satisfied. But really, his expression grows serious again.
Hmm.
It's only good when we're both having fun. I don't want you scared around me. That's not what we're about. Well, unless that's your thing, that is. But what's most important to me is that we're on the same page right now. So talk to me, Emerald. Yeah? Your chest feels warm and full.
Hey.
I'll wait for your answer, okay? We can continue our chat later. As you both make your way back, you make a promise to yourself to be truthful with him from now on. Before you know it, the day has come to a close. Alright. So, history. Oops. Let's go back to load. Yeah. Alright. Let's provoke him and see what happens if we don't dodge.
Oh.
Okay. And then he takes a very decisive step towards you. We're not going to dodge this time. You're slow to react, heart hammering away, shocked by his sudden movement, and you find yourself taking a step back, and he's so close. Your eyes close just for a second. You expect him to close the distance somehow, but instead, something warm settles on top of your head. You can't move, but you wouldn't dare, even if you could.
Huh.
Emerald. His expression is usually so warm and kind, but there's a very different undertone to it now. The kind that makes your cheeks flush for the umpteenth time since coming here. What are you doing? You have a hard time finding coherent words again. What does it look like I'm doing, you silly dear? Well, it feels like Matt is patting your head. You're not sure you can possibly say that out loud, though. You glance at him, despite the cuteness of the gesture. His smirk is nothing short of devilish.
Oh.
You're really quite adorable. You want to combust on the spot. Your ears are burning. Then Mathis gives your head one last pat. What's going on? Just as you think that, he backs away, readjusts his hoodie, nonchalant. Wait, what just happened? He locks eyes with you and grins, decidedly pleased with himself. You were there, right? You tell me.
Oh.
Can't use your words, huh? As it turns out, he's still very much the same old him, and you don't even know how to deal with it anymore. Nothing. Let's go back. You turn and make your way to leave, but he calls your name to stop you before you do. Listen, we're in the middle of work right now. We gotta stay professional. I'm sure you understand. But if you're up to playing games later, your mouth goes dry. I'd like to. Hmm? And with that, he also makes his way back to the tables. He's gone far too soon. All you can do is walk back in a dreamlike daze, hoping the others won't catch you staring off in the distance. Playing games, huh? So much for being productive. Alright. Let's see. I can still feel hear her heartbeat in my, or I guess mine, since it's me, heartbeat in my ears. Let's see. Let's see what happens if we change the subject. What are you getting to drink, by the way? You think he's taken a little off guard by the sudden shift in tone, but he doesn't comment on it and reaches for his wallet. I think I'm feeling the ginger soda. The tension slowly ebbs away, almost as if it were never there. How about you, looking for a tall, cool drink of water? You roll your eyes. It's a silly line, but it's more of a joke than a tease this time. Or maybe something more popular. He pushes some button and the machine hums to life. Stop.
Aw.
What? You're not into this epi soda jokes? You're killing me. I'm dead now. You try to look crabby, but a smile sneaks out for a second. You can't die. The boss man still needs an assistant. Too late. You've killed me. Emerald. Killed by pun overexposure. Well, that is a grave problem. You almost wish for more water. Another spit take would be worth it. So much for getting work done. Alright. Alright. So that's all I'm going to play of the Flamebait Dating Sim. It is an April Fool's thing. I don't know if they're going to continue it or not, but oh my gosh, I hope they do. It was really good. So good. All the characters are very interesting. Especially Ben and, obviously, I have my favorite. But obviously, if you're going to continue this, I will definitely play it. If you're not, that's okay. It was fun and I enjoyed it. But anyway, thank you for watching me play Flamebait Dating Sim. Let's develop games and feelings. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. But anyway, hope you have a good morning, good evening, or good night, whatever time you watched me play this. And I will talk to all of y'all later.